New York's finest just got a whole lot finer.
Hey, you know who just nipped at my nose? Jack Frost.
You know who just nipped at my ear? Jack, I don't care.
Thank you, Hans. Nothing else in the universe can do what you do.
Don't freak out, just stay calm.
Don't freak out, just stay calm. That's going to be the motto of this program with Minnesota Sports Lifer Paulie on it. How you doing, Paulie?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Well, I'm scared I'm going to ruin that great feeling of yours, but I don't care because it has to be said, and you're not going to be happy. Let's just be honest. Let's just do this thing, get through it, okay?
All right. I'm breathing extra air.
Let me preface this on why. You're one of those brew hopping, cool White Claw, hang with the kids, older guy. I like things better back in the day. Would we agree with that? Is that okay?
In general, yes.
Okay, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, when it's two lines make a guy's whole life.
I don't drink
okay.
White Claw, but I'll go in with it.
Interesting thing about the White Claw. I was getting made fun of by a kid's friend these are White Claws, sir. I said, I'm the original Zima guy. Shut up. And he didn't even know what I was talking about.
Zima.
Recall?
Bartles and James, baby.
They didn't even know what I was talking about. That's old.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
This is an old man topic, and you're going to be mad, but I'm going to preface it like this. We've been having some issues. You might have heard this because we've discussed it. NCAA is going to give each school $20 million to spread amongst themselves and their athletes as they deem fit. By the way, rumor has it the women's NCAA is going to sue for half of that money, make sure it's split equitably by the sexes. Fine. Don't want to get into it. You might have heard that we have NIL money now. We talked a little bit about that, name and likeness money, right?
Name,
that
image,
money.
likeness. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that we've changed. You will say these two things might change college sports from back in the day when you and I were, right? You're shaking your head. It's radio. You must agree verbally. Okay.
Yeah.
So now I got you that this changed things. University of Minnesota comes out a week ago and says, oh, by the way, the athletic department is almost $9 million in the hole. Same time they release, but you don't get a lot of talk about it. Fleck does not get a raise. We're not giving him a raise. We're giving, can you stay here, $1 million bonus every year for the next 5 years, which sounds like a pay raise. Just me. Am I wrong? That's just word talk, word salad. Okay, all that, this is the premise to me telling you today's story, Paul.
Okay.
University of Minnesota declared that every student that takes more than 6 credits will be charged $200 a year to give to the sports programs. Just a sports fee because we have sports. Doesn't matter if you're the theater kid, doesn't matter if you even step foot in any of the athletic facilities, you will pay $200 because we have sports. At what point, Paul, do we just say it isn't about education anymore? It's about the sports. You're taking money out of the kids' hands who don't even care about sports, making them pay for a sport. Close it down.
Yeah, that feels like it's crossing the line. I agree with you. I don't think you need to have
Now,
all the students.
do you agree we shut down all college sports then? Is that what you're agreeing with me?
No, I don't agree with that. I agree that they shouldn't be charging the students $200 for just that the university has programs. So, but no, that's the game. It's either you. We talked about this before. Either you play the game or you don't play the game, and there will be some schools I think that push back on it. And I mentioned this before. It's not. It's going to be schools that feel like they have their academics like as their that is their brand, right? Your Northwesterns, your Purdue's, your I mean, all schools have academics, at some place in their list of priorities, but some obviously are. What's the Ivy League going to do? What's Yale and Harvard going to do on this if they have to compete? At what point, if you charge, these really smart kids at Harvard and Yale to have a Bulldog football program, how's that going to go over?
But let's bust her down, Paul. We used to, this used to be a way, and again, I love how old I am. You picked the University of Minnesota because it was the University of Minnesota. I'm going to get a good education. And kids who maybe academically didn't make it, but are much better physically. And I got into the University of Minnesota. I got a scholarship. I can now go get a degree at the University of Minnesota because I'm great at the pole vault, whatever.
Right.
And that was okay. Right. It was a way of getting you to the University of Minnesota to get an education. No one talks that anymore. These kids aren't getting.
No,
they're
it's
trying to
not.
get to the best football team they can, and I don't care about my education. Why are we
not about-
supporting that?
Yeah, no, it's not. But we've also talked about the sports have taken over such a prominent place in our culture that your sports team is your front door to the rest of the world. And it benefits the university when the Golden Gophers are on national TV for their home opener on Thursday, August 28th. And a bunch of people watch that experience, at Huntington Bank Stadium, and Goldie and the cheerleaders and the dance team and the band.
I'm not saying it's not entertainment. It has nothing to do with the college. And here's my point: is if we didn't have, let's just imagine, put your head. There is no University of Minnesota Big Ten sports program. It just went away.
Yeah.
That money that we're spending goes into making, I don't know, the speech department better. Well, I don't give a crap. Whatever, pick your department.
The
Now
medical
you're a
side,
young
the
kid.
science
Yeah.
side, yeah.
Now you're the kid that's in Minnesota going, where am I going to go to school? Because it's like, and I don't mean to be ripping any of these other schools, Mankato. Kids do decide to go to Mankato. It isn't because they've got the greatest NCAA football team. They pick it because it's good for my career. And guess what? They do have a football team. I'll go to the thing on Friday nights. All the other schools survive without being a Big Ten college team. Okay, I'm okay with that. I think I'm really getting to the point I'm okay with that. I'll pick another team. Maybe it's Yale because they don't care how much money they spend. I'll be a Yalester. I don't know what they are. You know what I'm saying? We can get back and be the state that says, really, it's got to be about our kids. And here's where it goes, Paulie, and this is the political part, because I called it. 2 years ago, I think it was, they said anyone making $80,000 or less will pay for school, right? And right, wrong, or difference, that's what we did in the state of Minnesota. Well, now there's no downward pressure on the school to not charge $200 a kid. Because if you were on that line, doesn't matter to you, because maybe $200 would say that's just over the top. We can't make anymore. You don't go to you. We don't have that problem. Those people are going to get it, take it out of the kitty. We're already paying for it. There's no bottom third or bottom 40% that are cared about the money now because it's getting taken care of by the state, so they can charge whatever they want. And if you're on the super influential side, you got all the money in the world. You don't care. It's $200. You got go Gophers. We cut out the downward pressure. And now I don't think it stops, because you know what the speech department's going to say? We can't have plays if we don't have a $50 a year by kid theater department, cost tax. I'm going to call it a tax. Where does it stop?
No, you're right. The other programs will have an
Love when he
opportunity to do
says
that.
that.
Now they're not revenue producing, so their argument is probably going to be a little light, but they could look at that. It's a precedent for sure.
But and back to revenue sharing. Right now, we're $8.75 million in the hole in the athletic. It's not generating what it has to generate to even be solvent. So then we go, okay, we dump everything that doesn't make a dime. Okay.
Well, you already did a stretch of that. We've eliminated a bunch of other sports that were non-revenue sports,
and the U continues on
because of the financials.
Yeah,
So.
and the U continues on. I guess we got to get more at it. I'm more concerned about the kid who doesn't give a crap about sports, just wants to get his science degree in computer technology and doesn't want to be wasted. Okay, well, you can, but you got to go $200. That's $800 for your degree.
No,
Another
I
$800.
agree that's crossing a line that I don't think is fair, and I don't think if you like the sports, then go to the games. If you don't like this, you shouldn't be charged just because the university
It exists.
I agree with that, and it is. It's kind of a pickle because you've also got the basketball team. All the things that I'm hearing about the basketball team is Medved's got things going pretty good. He's got good players in, and he's got, the turnaround. He's ready to get it going. But soon they'll be talking about an arena. Williams Arena it needs to be replaced. It does. And when you're operating in the hole like that, where's that money coming from? It's only going to get worse, I guess, is my point. It's tricky.
We've turned it around. It is about the sports and not about the college or the kids' education anymore.
It's been heading that way for a long
I know.
time now.
The last guy, Dan was talking about it. It's the frog in the boiling water thing. It's this, and then it's this, and it's this, and now finally you look up and you say, "Oh yeah, University of Minnesota. It's a football team. It's not a college to get your degree, but those kids can support the team by giving them $200. It's just we flipped this thing on its head. My opinion."
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm curious to know whether other Big Ten schools are doing that, or other major schools are charging those students.
Well, look at this, and I know this. I know you're a big Winona guy because you notice, so I'm going to throw Winona out. Did you go to Winona because of its great sports program? Honestly,
Let
it
me
was
think.
1983, so let's be
No.
honest. But yeah, okay. You picked it because it was going to be good for your career. I rest my case. I don't know what arrested on, but I'm not a lawyer.
No, I'm agreeing with you. We can't really have an argument about the $200. No, we
Yeah,
agree on
it's
that.
just-
but it's the bigger conversation. What are we doing? Do we want to be in that game or not? But like I said, I think you're going to see some of these more academically reputation driven institutions go, I'm out. We're not going to charge kids that much. We can't afford the new stadiums. We're going to just focus on our engineering program and call it good.
Yeah. And I would be fine
But
with
it
that.
won't be
I'll find
ours.
some.
It won't be the Gophers.
No. All right. Fair enough. It's time to go to break. We'll be back. We got to talk about this Major League All-Star thing that they had. We'll talk about that after this with Paul on the Al Travis Show.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa's Barbecue suggests you try something different. Put out the perfect barbecue flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. Add it to your ribs, dip the meatballs, or drench your wings in the original flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. It isn't too hot or spicy, fruity or smoky or whatever. Grandpa's Barbecue. Available in select stores and online at grandpasbarbecueshop.com.
You know that car sound that sounds like a cricket playing a banjo? Jay's can fix that. You know when you step on the brakes and your car sounds like a pair of tennis shoes in the dryer? Paul is the guy who specializes in that. And you know that sound that never happens when the mechanic's around? Paul took a whole course on that. If you own a car, you need to know Paul. Paul owns Jay's Auto Shop, 202 North Main Street, Blue Earth, 525-1052, 525-1052.
You don't need to ask him his opinion more than once. Al Travis on the Al Travis Show.
All right, we've got a Minnesota Sports Lifer, Paulie, on the program. I'm going to ask him to be honest. He's always honest, but just to force the issue. So, did you know at the end of 9 innings in the All-Star game, they go to this instant death soccer thing? Did you know that?
I did not know that.
What? You're my baseball guy. You've been baseball since you were 8. What do you mean you didn't know this weird fantasy?
I didn't know what they were going to do about the All-Star game tiebreakers. You know, they jumped the shark back in Milwaukee when they had a tie, and they ran out of pitchers. Because they got everybody in, so everybody played, and they were out of pitching, and they just left it as a tie. It was a big egg on their face with Bud Selig, and it's. I had no idea they're doing this.
You say egg on your face. They went one step further. I would be okay if we're calling it an all-star exhibition. We're just seeing all the great players. You get them through in 9 innings. Hey, it was a tie. Okay. The idea that was not good because people wanted to see it play out. I get it. So then their next thing is, well, we can't play it out. Let's play, I don't know, rock, paper, scissors. Yeah. They made a farce out of it instead of just say, guess what? In an all-star game, you're going to see all the players, and then whatever it is at 9 innings. I could live with that.
How about, you know what? I've got an idea for this. You know, here's how you settle that. You bring the cameras down in the dugout, and you take the captain of each team, and they're going to play a little liar's dice.
Oh,
just shake the cup, roll it out. I'm calling 5 6s. Yeah. And see who can, buffalo the other person better. You know, I think that
because even
people watch poker. I mean, why wouldn't watch dice?
Well, the coaches, I presume, knew this rule because they had picked their 3 hitters. They weren't even the hitters I'd want in a. You know, you wouldn't want to saw Ohtani. You wouldn't want to see Judge hitting those right, the biggest hitters. But the coaches said, well, we took the guys who were just coming off the field because they were still warm. How bad can you screw up an end of a game? This was just horrible.
Yeah.
Not even the guys you want.
Right. It is horrible. As is the start a guy on second in the 10th inning. That's horrible too. I really, I don't know. That part is, but I think I'm in the minority. I also hate the replay challenges. It's just like do the best you can, call the game. They had that going on with the balls and strikes. And they were able to do it rather quickly, and they had been testing this in the minor leagues where you can show on the video board so everybody could see did the ball cross that spot. I don't know. To me, I like the human element, and I'm in the minority. I'm just tired of replay. I don't want to wait.
I'm okay if it's a decent, if you only get one a game. I'm okay with it. If you think it's early in the game, you don't want to call it, but you can reverse it. I'm okay with one. You got a shot. People mess up. This balls and strike thing, either you're in or you're out. If you're going to give each batter one, guess what? Third strike's going to take a look at it every time, right? I mean, So don't do that. Either put that screen up there. Ref, you're just there to see who slides into home, and the thing goes off, and it says in his ear strike or ball, and he lets the rest of us know. Great, let machines do it. One way or the other, in which case we don't have any stoppage. Machine said it was a ball.
Nope. I disagree. I don't want machines in it. I don't want machines in it. Okay. I think
you can have that.
Yeah, you train them the best you can, make the best call that you can in the moment. I'll never forget. Did I tell you this on this show? That I was down watching your kid playing a basketball game. I think it was Austin. He's playing a basketball game. The ball goes out of bounds. It was clearly off of one player. The ref makes the call the other way.
Yeah.
And the players were all screaming at him right there because, of course, that's what they learn is, playing enough. And the ref just, blows a whistle. And he looks at him and he goes, hey, I can't get them all right. Just diffuse the whole thing. It's like, I made a call. We live with it. You'll get another.
Let's move on.
Chance.
Yeah.
So
we were never one possession away from winning a game. Good. All right, real quickly, because we only have a minute. The Colorado Rockies come to town. You think you should be able to, or we go there. We should take 3, in my opinion. We've only listed Paddock as the pitcher tonight. We don't have the others listed. We've had all the rest you could possibly need. We should go in there and clean this up.
Well, we should. The Rockies are a historically bad team, and we should take care of business, even with a bullpen game. So even if it's Simeon Wood-Richardson or Festa or somebody else. Joe Ryan pitched the All-Star game, so they're probably giving him some extra time off. That's probably why they're not, putting him in quite yet. But I don't think it'll matter. I think the Twins have enough to beat the Rockies 3 straight. Let's go.
Let's go get them. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you being on the program. As always, we'll do it again next time. Fair enough?
All right.
He's Minnesota sports lifer. He's Paulie on the Al Travis Show.
Braver Angels Minnesota is part of a national movement that brings together conservatives, liberals, independents, and others to restore